Everything always seems to be changing within cryptocurrency extremely fast. Now, if you've ever been to this YouTube channel before, then you're going to see down here that our most popular uploads, some of the best videos that we've ever done, receiving well over 100,000 views on each of these videos, was all about this thing right here. This is the Wirex card, and the one great thing about Wirex on your phone with the app is that you could just basically send whatever funds you have in your bank over to a Wirex bank account, and then from there transfer it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is that you want, onto an exchange, use it in some sort of gaming app or online casino that uses Bitcoin, or whatever it is that you want to use it for. You could do it very, very easily. And then if you had some winnings from the casino, you could just put it back onto your card and then send it on through into your bank account with a simple bank-to-bank transfer. You could even make money over on PayPal and then send it from PayPal to your bank to Wirex and then do whatever you want with it. So Wirex was my definite app of choice when it came to crypto and Bitcoin and all that type of stuff. Now, unfortunately, due to the new FCA regulations, the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK, Wirex and a whole ton of other platforms for those type of things have all been destroyed. So the FCA, they have this list here. This is the crypto asset firms with temporary registration. So these are people trying to get registered with the FCA so that they can conduct business like Wirex did here in the UK. Unfortunately, banks, everything. We got Bitstamp here, loads of these, blockchain.com, tons of these ones which are well known. Celsius here, I'm sure you've heard of Celsius. None of these have actually yet gone through with the FCA. So if you want to trade Bitcoin legally in the UK, so you want to be buying it from a legal FCA approved app or website, then you're going to need to know which ones are actually on this list. And more to the point, which ones are on this list. So this is the registered crypto asset firms, and just this month the FCA added 3 new firms eventually at last to this list here in July. So we got one on the 15th of July, one 23rd of June, and the 20th of July as well. So after almost a year where the FCA has seemingly done absolutely nothing, they've just been sat on their hands, at last they are now beginning to actually authorize some of those companies. So the first one here at the top of the list is called Ziglu Limited, and this was actually put through last year, last September. I decided to head on over to Ziglu just to check it out, see what it's all about, and it looked like it could well replace the old Wirex card here. So it is, again, money done differently. We have a card that you can use with this. You can invest in crypto just like Wirex, earn on transactions just like you could with Wirex, and spend it as well using the card just like you can with Wirex. So I grabbed hold of my phone, put in Ziglu. I wanted to check it out straight away. Done all the KYC verification and everything, putting in your passport, photos, all that stuff. It was seamless with Ziglu, really, really easy. A couple of days later, they sent me this here in the post. This is my Ziglu card. So it was a very easy onboarding process, very, very simple. And I got my card here all ready to use, and I'm on the app and I'm trying to find out how it is that I can send Bitcoin into this app, because I want to send my Bitcoin onto like another different platform. Also, I want to buy some Ethereum because I want to send my Ethereum over to exchange it into Engine so that I can buy some NFTs and that type of stuff to use in games and all of this thing. That the sort of stuff that you want to do with crypto, right? So you actually want to use your crypto. Now, the problem is with this app is if you actually want to send it or maybe put the cash in from somewhere else, i.e. you want to send your Bitcoin maybe from a hardware wallet and move it across into Ziglu, you're going to find that you can't do that. So I got onto this customer support there with Ziglu and asked them what is going on with this card, because obviously I don't really want to change cash into my Ziglu card without knowing that I can draw out my crypto. And it turned out that basically, and I'm paraphrasing here quite a lot, it turns out that you don't actually have a Bitcoin wallet address or an Ethereum wallet address. In fact, you don't actually necessarily have any crypto at all. all very sus. So one of the main things that you have to watch out for here is not your keys, not your crypto. This has been a saying in crypto circles for a very, very long time. And it turns out that with Ziglu, you can allegedly buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever it is that they allegedly are allowing you to buy, but you don't actually have a wallet address that you can see on the blockchain and see those are your coins. You don't have anything like that. You cannot take Bitcoin or crypto out of Ziglu. You cannot move it in because you do not have a wallet address. All that you can do is buy some Ethereum and then sell it back into pounds. So quite frankly, this card is absolutely useless. Moving on down through the list here, we have Gemini. I'm pretty sure you already know what Gemini is. These were one of the first to get added on back in August 2020. It's basically the Winklevoss twins. They've been in crypto and Bitcoin right from the start. I'm sure I don't really need to say too much more about that. We have here DigiVault, and DigiVault you will find isn't really for the likes of you and me, sort of retail investors. This is all about custody for institutions. So nothing really to do with us. After DigiVault, we have Zodia. So Zodia, pretty interesting. It is also custody for cryptocurrencies. So there may be a bit of a theme here with the FCA. They're allowing custody for cryptocurrencies. You can see this is a pretty basic website, and Zodia, don't be fooled, it's not some new posh thing. It's actually by Standard Chartered. If you check the terms and conditions, you'll see a link there to Standard Chartered. Standard Chartered, if you don't know, is in fact a bank. Yes, they're an institution bank. As it says here, absolutely inevitable, Standard Chartered Bank CEO sees widespread cryptocurrency adoption. And of course, now they've brought out Zodia, their custody solution. So the big problem with these custody solutions, whether you're an institution or just a private individual, is number one, of course, not your keys, not your crypto. Especially when it happens to be a bank or a financial institution, because they have a long history of doing these sort of shenanigans. Remember back in the Wild West when everybody could deposit their gold nuggets and gold bars into the bank in exchange for just paper notes. In fact, this actually goes all the way back to the Knights Templar when they were off taking tourists off to the Holy Land, and basically in Italy or Spain or wherever they were, they would basically deposit their gold and jewelry and all this stuff with the Knights Templar. They were given a note which they could then take to the Holy Land and exchange there with the Knights Templar for the gold in that location, if they actually managed to get there. Now the big problem here is that there is no guarantee that this institution will actually give you your money. Back in the Wild West, they took everybody's gold, handed out these dollar notes, and then one day changed the rules and just kept all the gold.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
And with digital currencies, it is even worse. For some reason, here in the UK, the FCA is in charge of cryptocurrencies because apparently it's something to do with finance. Why else would the Financial Conduct Authority be in charge of cryptocurrencies? However, cryptocurrencies are not money, they are not finance, which is why your whatever Bitcoin you have on custody is not protected by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, where if you've got cash in a bank and the bank go bankrupt, up to 83,000 or whatever it is guaranteed to be making its way back to you. Obviously, you don't want to have £1 million in the bank, because if the bank go bankrupt, you're just going to actually get 80,000 back. So you don't want to store more than 80,000 in a bank account. But when it comes to crypto, you don't want to store any at all, because they have zero liability. They do not have to give you any of your crypto back at all. So you can buy Bitcoin with a custody provider, and because it isn't actually a financial asset, but it is a digital asset, if they lose it, if they decide they just don't want to give it to you, there is no compensation whatsoever. There's nothing you can do because they're just digital assets. However, despite that, all these companies have to be registered with the Financial Conduct Authority and taxed as income tax, and also taxed as capital gains because they're like gold. But unlike gold, you have to actually be registered with the FCA and authorized by the FCA in order to sell it or store it or for somebody else. I mean, the mind boggles. I have no idea what they're doing here in the UK. Obviously, I'm leaving because I'm so confused about it. But if you are staying, then you may want to take a look at this, because this is Ramp Swaps Limited. And this is a Polish company and they're looking pretty good indeed. So with this is crypto to fiat flow. You could possibly use this just to buy now right here and just buy yourself some crypto. Say we want £100 of let's say Bitcoin, and we're going to go forward here, and then it's going to start asking for your email address. You're probably going to have to do some KYC and all of that type of stuff before you can actually buy some crypto. But what's really good about Ramp is it's actually aimed more at developers, people creating apps for cryptocurrency. And because these guys are handling it and these guys are already authorized by the FCA, I should imagine we're going to see a lot more apps now coming out in the space which can use this and use cryptocurrency for whatever they want. And it's really, really easy. So if you are a developer, they got full API, everything. You can really simply use this straight away with an SDK and integrate all of that great Bitcoin technology straight into your app really, really easily. So I think this is great for Bitcoin, great for cryptocurrencies in general, because now app developers can just integrate this really seamlessly into their apps without having to worry about FCA regulations and all that, because it's already taken care of by these guys right here. Now I know what you're saying, right? It's great, but it just doesn't replace Wirex and the sort of lifestyle that maybe you've been used to. Now, luckily, there is one more that we're going to take a look at. One more which is on the list here, which is actually pretty good. And it is this one right here, Fiber Mode Limited. So Fiber Mode Limited have created this here. This is Mode. Start your Bitcoin journey here. It's basically an app kind of like Wirex. Now they do not have a card like you do with Wirex or with Ziglu, but what you can do is buy the crypto on their app and send it and sell it. They also suggest that you could store it as well with safe storage as a crypto custodian, but I think we've already spoken enough about that. It does look good with just over a 1% fee per transaction when buying and selling. Looks really easy. You can see here that unlike Ziglu, you do actually have a real Bitcoin wallet address that you can send funds into and out of. So I think that this is really, really good. So I downloaded that one as well. And on first looks, it does look pretty good. Now, I haven't actually had time to test it fully and add some funds and really play around with it, but I'll probably do that in another video in a week or so. In the meantime, if you do want to grab hold of that for yourself, I'll leave a link down below just to make it nice and easy. Make sure that you're getting the right app and not some sort of scam app. Do click that link in the description below. But as for me, I am sweating. I don't know if you can see that, but it's absolutely scorching hot here in the UK right now. So that is it for me for this week. I'll see you in the next.